Train Hot Dog, a podcast where we talk to ourselves on a train. Today we're going to be talking about Gopher, the pre-World Wide Web information providing service on the internet. So let's find out about Gopher. Gopher exterminator, no poison, only traps. Gopher. Pocket gophers, commonly referred to as gophers, are burrowing rodents of the family Geomidae. There are approximately 35 species of gopher living in Central and North America. It's not what I'm looking for. Gopher disambiguation. Here we go. Nature. Entertainment. Gophers. Gopher plant or paper spurge. Gopher wood of unclear meaning mentioned in the Bible as the building material for Noah's Ark. Whoa. Gopher wood is the term used once in the Bible for the substance from which Noah's Ark was built. Genesis 6:14 states that Noah was to build the gopher, commonly gopher wood, a wood not otherwise known in the Bible or in Hebrew. Although some English Bibles attempt a translation, older English translations, including the King James Version, leave it untranslated. The word is unrelated to the name of the North American animal, the gopher. Gopher tortoise, distributed in North America. Gopher, a real name Burl Smith, a character on the TV show Love Boat. Gopher Winnie the Pooh, a character in Walt Disney's Winnie the Pooh franchise. Technology, the SA-13 Gopher, a Soviet surface-to-air missile system. Minnesota is the Gopher State. Gopher train, a passenger train operated in the Great Northern Railway. Gopher gang, an early 20th century New York street gang. Gopher, also spelled gopher, an errand runner. Gopher, a French term for flat cake similar to waffles. Gopher protocol, an early distributed hypertext protocol. Here we go. The Gopher protocol is a TCP/IP application layer protocol designed for distributing, searching, and retrieving documents over the internet. The Gopher protocol was strongly oriented towards a menu document design and presented an alternative to the World Wide Web in its early stages, but ultimately HTTP became the dominant protocol. The Gopher ecosystem is often regarded as the effective predecessor of the World Wide Web. The protocol was invented by a team led by... Okay, I was just going back, and I was just scrolling back up to make sure menu document design wasn't a link, because I'm interested in that. The protocol by a team led by Mark P. McCahill at the University of Minnesota. It offers some features not natively supported by the web and imposes a much stronger hierarchy on information stored on it. Its text menu interface is well suited to the computing environments that rely heavily on remote, text-oriented computer terminals, which were still common at the time of its creation in 1991, and the simplicity of its protocol facilitated a wide variety of client implementations. More recent Gopher revisions of graphical clients added support for multimedia. Gopher was preferred by many network administrators for using fewer network resources than web services. Gopher's hierarchical structure provided a platform for the first large-scale electronic library connections. Gopher has been described by some enthusiasts as faster and more efficient and so much more organized than today's web services. The Gopher protocol is still in use by enthusiasts, and though it has been almost entirely supplanted by the web, a small population of actively maintained servers remains. Origins. The original Gopher system was released in mid-1991 by Mark McCahill, Farhad Anklesaria, Paul Lindner, Daniel Torrey, and Bob Alberti of the University of Minnesota in the United States. The central goals were, as stated in RFC 1436, a file-like hierarchical arrangement that would be familiar to users, a simple syntax, a system that could be created quickly and inexpensively, extending the file system metaphors such as searches. Gopher combines document hierarchies with collections of services, including WAS, Archie and Veronica search engines, and gateways to other information systems such as FTP and Usenet. Okay, WAS, Wide Area Information Server, is a client-server text searching system that uses the ANSI standard Z3950 information retrieval service definition and protocol specifications for library applications to search. There's a closed quote in there, but there's no open quote. Search index databases on remote computers. It was developed in the late 1980s as a project of Picking Machines, Apple Computer Dow Jones, and KPMG Pete Marwick. Archie. Archie Search Engine. Archie is a tool for indexing FTP archives, algorithmic files from their files. It is considered to be the first internet search engine. The original implementation was written in 1990 by Alan M. Taj, then a postgraduate student at McGill University in Montreal. Gail Heelan, who started at Concordia University in Montreal, and McGill University at the same time. The Archie service began as a project for students and volunteer staff at the McGill University School of Computer Science in 1987. Deutsch, Armitage, Heelan were asked to connect the School of Computer Science to the Internet. The earliest versions of Archie, written by Alan Armitage, were simply contacted a list of FTP archives on a regular basis. Contact each roughly once a month so as not waste too much resources on the servers. Requested a listing. These listings were sorted local files to be searched using the Unix grep command. Bill Heelan and Peter Deutsch wrote a script allowing people to log in and search collected information using the Telnet protocol that hosts archie.mcgill.ca. Later, more efficient front and back ends were developed, and the system spread from a local tool to a network-wide resource and a popular service available from multiple sites around the Internet. The collected data would be exchanged among the neighboring Archie servers. The servers could be accessed in multiple ways using a local client, such as Archie or Xarchie, telnetting to a mail server directly, sending queries by electronic mail, and later via a World Wide Web interface. At the zenith of its fame, the Archie search engine accounted for 50% of Montreal Internet traffic. Veronica. I actually haven't heard of this one. The search engine for the Gopher protocol, developed in 1992 by Stephen Foster and Fred Barry. During its existence, Veronica was a constantly updated database of the names of almost every menu item on thousands of Gopher servers. The Veronica database could be searched for most major Gopher menus. Although the original Veronica database is no longer accessible, various local Veronica installations and at least one complete rewrite, Veronica 2, still exist. The name, although officially a backronym for Very Easy Rodent-Oriented NetWag Index Computer Archives, was chosen to match that of the FTP search service known as Archie, Veronica Lodge being the name of another character from the Archie comics. Oh, I get it. Back to Gopher. The generalist and campus-wide information systems in higher education at the time, and the ease with which a Gopher server could be set up to create an instant CLDOS with links to other sites, online directories, and resources were the factors contributing to Gopher's rapid adoption. By 1992, the standard method of locating someone's email address was to find their organization's CCSO name server, entering Gopher, and query the name server. The name was coined by Uncle Sari as a play on several meanings of the word Gopher. Oh, wait, the other page loaded. The CCSO name server, or PH protocol, was an early form of database search on the Internet. In its most common form, it was used to look up information such as phone numbers and email addresses. Today, the service has been largely replaced by LDAP. It was used mainly in the early to middle 1990s. The name server was developed by Stephen Dorner. LDAP. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol is an open, vendor-neutral, industry-standard application protocol for accessing and maintaining distributed information services, directory information services over an Internet Protocol network. Directory services play an important role in developing Internet and Internet applications by allowing the sharing of information about users, systems, networks, services, and applications throughout the network. Gopher. The name was coined by Uncle Sari as a play on several meanings of the word gopher. The University of Minnesota mascot is the gopher. The gopher is an assistant who goes for things, and gopher burrows to the ground. Stagnation. The World Wide Web was in its infancy in 1991. Gopher services quickly became established. By the late 1990s, Gopher had largely ceased expanding. General factors contributed to Gopher's stagnation. Several factors. In February 1993, the University of Minnesota announced it would change its implementation of the Gopher server. As a consequence of this, some users were concerned that licensing fee would also be charged for independent implementations. Users were scared away from Gopher technology to the advantage of the web, which CERN disclaimed ownership of. In September 2000, the University of Minnesota relicensed its Gopher software under the GNU GPL. Gopher client functionality was quickly duplicated by early web browsers such as Mosaic, which subsumed the protocol as part of their functions. Gopher has a more rigid structure compared to the freeform HTML of the web. With Gopher, every document has a defined format and type. The typical user navigates through a single server-defined menu system to get to a particular document. This can be quite difficult from the way a typical user might traverse documents on the web. Gopher remains in active use by its enthusiasts, and there have been attempts to revive the use of Gopher on other platforms and mobile devices. One such attempt is the Overbyte project, which hosts various browser extensions and modern clients. As of 2012, over approximately 160 Gopher servers indexed by Veronica 2, reflecting a slow growth from 2007 when there were fewer than 100, although many are infrequently updated. Within these servers, Veronica indexed approximately 2.5 million unique selectors. A handful of new servers are set up every year by hobbyists. Over 50 have been set up and added to FloodGap's list since 1999. A snapshot of Gopher Space as it was in 2007 is circulated on BitTorrent and is still available. Due to the simplicity of Gopher protocol, setting up new servers or writing Gopher support browsers is often done in a tongue-in-cheek manner, principally on April Fool's Day. In November 2014, Veronica indexed 144 Gopher servers, reflecting a small drop from 2012. Within these servers, Veronica indexed approximately 3 million unique selectors. Native Gopher support. And here's a bunch of web browsers. Curl, yes. Chrome, no. Internet Explorer, no. Internet Explorer for Mac, no. Lynx, yes. Mozilla Firefox add-on. Opera, no. So, none of the web browsers that anybody cares about has Gopher support. Browsers that do not natively support Gopher can still access servers using one of the available Gopher to HTTP gateways. Gopher support was disabled in Internet Explorer versions 5 and 6 for Windows in August 2002 by a patch meant to fix a security vulnerability in the browser's Gopher protocol handler to reduce the attack surface, which included an IE6 SP1. However, it can be re-enabled by editing the Windows registry. In Internet Explorer 7, Gopher support was removed on the WinINet level. Gopher browser plugins. Mozilla Firefox and CMonkey Overbyte FF extends Gopher browsing and supports Firefox 4. It includes support for accessing Gopher servers not on port 70, infusing a whitelist after CSO PH queries, versions of Firefox and CMonkey that do not support Gopher natively to access Gopher servers. Plugins are also available for Conqueror and proxy-based extension for Google Chrome. Gopher clients for mobile devices. Some have suggested, who have suggested, this annotation asks, the bandwidth-sparing simple interface of Gopher would be a good match for mobile phones and personal digital assistants, but so far, mobile adaptations of HTML and XML and other simplified content have proven more popular. The PyGopherD server provides a built-in WML front-end to Gopher sites served with it. Early 2010s have seen a renewed interest in Gopher clients for popular smartphones. Overbyte, an open-source client for Android 1.5, was released in alpha stage in 2010. Pocket Gopher was also released in 2010 along with the source code for several Java ME compatible devices. iGopher was released in 2011 as a proprietary client for iPhone and iPad devices. Gopher was at its height of popularity during a time when there are still many equally competing computer architectures and operating systems. As such, there are several Gopher clients available for Acorn RISC OS, Amiga OS, Atari Mint, CMS, DOS, the classic Mac OS, MVS, Next, OS2 Warp, most Unix-like operating systems, VMS, Windows 3.x, Windows 99X. GopherVR was a client I'm going to that page. GopherVR displaying the major works of author William S. Burroughs. Oh man, it's just like the Unix system I Know This in Jurassic Park. That screenshot is. GopherVR is an enhanced internet Gopher client that includes a 3D visualization tool for viewing resource collections as 3D scenes. The 3D view was intended to be similar to 3D games of the time, like Spectre. In 1995, the Gopher developers at the University of Minnesota released GopherVR using the Gopher Plus protocol extension. Spatial positions for Gopher resources are specified, and GopherVR clients combine traditional Gopher hierarchy browsing with 3D scene navigation. It was primarily written by Mark P. McCahill, Paul Lindner, and Neophytos Lacko. That's not a name. I'm sorry, neophytus, that's not your name. This original version was available for Unix using Motif and X11, and the classic macOS, although incomplete, they were offered as partially functioning alpha versions for testing. Software packages for GopherVR were stored. I'm gonna look right now. Are there YouTube videos for GopherVR? Deep Dark Tor, Markovian Parallax, Denigrate, Cicada 301, IGP, and WAP Tech 2. I didn't see anything about GopherVR, so I don't know why it came up as a search result. That makes me a little bit sad. In December 2009, GopherVR was re-released by Cameron Kaiser in updated form for Mac OS, Linux, and other platforms. It is still considered incomplete. Software packages for GopherVR were stored on the UMN Boombox FTP server, and here we are. I will talk to you guys next week.